The Tishallin, a majestic starship crafted from shimmering chitin, drifted silently through the inky void. Once a beacon of Cathari ingenuity, it now resembled a wounded leviathan, its bioluminescent hull flickering feebly. A stray energy surge from a rogue pulsar had crippled the vessel, leaving it adrift in the uncharted expanse between star systems. Inside, the atmosphere was heavy with despair. The rhythmic hum of the ship's organic heart, usually a source of comfort, had become a painful reminder of their predicament. The crew, once vibrant and proud, moved like phantoms through the corridors, their faces etched with worry. Their supplies dwindled with each passing day. Hope, like their oxygen, was slowly being extinguished. The vastness of space, once a source of wonder, now pressed down on them, a suffocating blanket of solitude. Captain Tishallin, her normally vibrant scales dulled with fatigue, stared out at the unforgiving expanse. She had spent countless cycles studying star charts, searching for a glimmer of hope in the vast emptiness. But the reality was stark. They were too far from any known trade routes, too distant from any potential rescue. The weight of her responsibility for her crew pressed heavily on her. She had always led with confidence, her decisions guided by logic and experience. But now, faced with their impending doom, she found herself adrift in a sea of despair, her usual resolve crumbling. The whispers started subtly, like the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze. But soon they grew louder, spreading through the ship like a virus. Rumors of dwindling supplies, of failing life support systems, of their inevitable demise, filled the corridors. Fear, insidious and consuming, began to infect the crew, eroding their discipline and unity. Tishallin knew she had to act, to find a way to reignite their hope, but the cold grip of despair had begun to tighten its hold on her own heart. Then, when all hope seemed lost, a beacon pierced the darkness. A faint signal, originating from an unknown source, appeared on their long-dormant scanners. It was a human distress call, a simple repeating pattern that pulsed with an unfamiliar energy signature. Intrigued and desperate, Tishallin ordered a course change towards the signal. It was a long shot, a flicker of light in an ocean of darkness, but it was the only chance they had. As they limped towards the source, the crew watched with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. The signal grew stronger, revealing its origin, a small, unassuming vessel, vastly different from the sleek warships of the hegemony that patrolled their corner of the galaxy. This ship, bearing markings they didn't recognize, radiated a warm, inviting glow, a stark contrast to the cold, metallic gleam of hegemony cruisers. As they drew closer, their scanners struggled to interpret the alien design. The materials used in its construction were unlike anything they had encountered before, seemingly defying the known laws of physics. This was their first encounter with humanity, a species whose reputation had yet to reach their corner of the galaxy. The human vessel, dwarfed by the Tishallin's immense size, maneuvered closer with surprising agility. A voice translated through their communication systems filled the Cathari bridge. It was warm and calm, devoid of the usual formality and thinly veiled threats that characterized hegemony communications. "This is Captain Ava Rostova of the Earth vessel Aurora. We received your distress signal. We're here to help. Please advise on how we can best assist." Tishallin and her crew were taken aback by the humans' immediate offer of aid. Unarmed and seemingly unconcerned about the vast technological disparity between their ships, the humans radiated an aura of genuine compassion and a willingness to help that defied the prevailing galactic norms. The humans, it seemed, spoke the universal language of compassion, a language that transcended cultural differences and technological barriers. It was a language that the Cathari, hardened by their experiences in the often brutal reality of interstellar politics, had almost forgotten.